You're listening to a production of SportsLink Digital Radio.
Welcome to the Ball State Softball Stadium for game number 2 of this doubleheader between the Ball State Cardinals and the Northern Illinois Huskies. Game 1, Northern Illinois took it 2-1, an upset. And now starting game number 2, pitching for the Ball State Cardinals is Brianna Severino. And the ground ball by Turner is off the glove of Mulholland. Will go into right field for a base knock, a single to lead off the game for the Huskies. Turner gets on base to begin the game in back-to-back games.
Yeah, just like that, Jenna Turner. I mean, she started off the first inning of the last game with a single, made it all the way to second base before getting out eventually. And, after that, she had a tough stretch, ground out, fly out in the 5th, and then a fly out in the 7th. So good to see the leadoff hitter for NIU getting on there.
Leah Nance, the freshman, in now for the Huskies. Shows bunt, pulls back. That will be ball number 1, 1-0 count here in the first inning. Lukas Thatcher alongside Brayden Carroll here on SportsLink Digital Radio.
That wind's really starting to pick up, Lucas. It's getting way past 11 miles per hour.
Yes, it is. Strike called on that outside corner. 1-1 count now. Severino with pitch who started the last game, but was used as kind of an opener because he only pitched 1 inning, Brayden.
Interesting. There's no changes in the hitting rotation for NIU. Everybody's the same. Same starting pitcher, too. For Ball State, for NIU, it's a little different. Lily Cassell will be out there, the right-handed pitcher. But not much change between either of these rosters flipping over from first to second game.
That pitch was fouled off by Nance. It's now a 1-2 count. Here's the 1-2 from Severino. That one is put into left field. Left fielder coming on, makes a nice running grab, and that's the first out of the game. 1 out and a liner hot shot to left field put by Nance, gloved well by Kara Gunter.
That's back-to-back flyouts if you go back to the first game for Leah Nance. She's had a tough go at it. She started off the first game with a single, but right there just caught maybe too much of the wind. Ball gets up in the air, and it's an easy catch made by Gunter.
Danielle Stewart in now for the Huskies. Watches pitch 1 go by for a strike. 0-1 count to her now. Turner at first.
Stewart has to be feeling great after that last game. 7 strikeouts for a win. She's got to be feeling confident in the batter's box. Not pitching to start this one off, but we're probably going to see her eventually, just depending on how things go for Castle.
1-1 count. Severino's pitch to Stewart. Hits her in the knee, and she will take her base. That'll put Turner on second. So runners at first and second for the Huskies with 1 out here in the top of the first. And it seems like the catcher might have gotten a little banged up on that play as well.
Yeah, I think just collateral damage maybe. The ball hitting Stewart and then hitting the catcher.
Yeah, that's Gabby Evans. Usually Michaela Timmons is back behind the plate for the Cardinals, but in this doubleheader, they're going to give her a bit of a break, put her over at first base. So Gabby Evans is holding down the fort behind the plate today, and already here in the top of the first has gotten a little bit banged up with, as you said, Brayden, some collateral damage from that hit by pitch.
Yeah, Gabby Evans, a junior on this team, the only switch in the starting lineup for Ball State from first to second game. 2-time transfer from Michigan State her freshman year, from Western Michigan her sophomore year, where she made 20 starts against that MAC opponent. And it's tough to have her come in for this second game. I'm sure she's been waiting through that first game to get some action, and then immediately just a tough break, getting hit by the ball pretty hard.
Seems to be okay so far. She's going to play catch. She is going to try and work it out, see if she's all right. Seems like, yep, they're going to play catch. The pitcher and catcher are. So it might have been her right hand.
Either way, that softball it's so big with such a wide radius that, you know, it's when it comes back to hit, it hits you hard, and it definitely hit her hand. And we were talking about in the first game, getting hit in the hand, especially in this cold weather, it's one of the worst places to get hit, especially the throwing hand. You gotta use it a lot, and it's going to sting. And they're bringing out, hey, shout out to the first game too, bringing out the buddy tape.
I now know what that is. So thank you, Brayden Carroll, informing me and educating me about buddy tape. And now in this chilly weather, that's going to come in handy.
See what finger she's buddying up. I can't see. Maybe it's just wrapping around one finger. I don't know if just applying pressure to whatever finger got hit. Might have been a knuckle. But she appears to be okay.
We'll now continue play. 1 out here in the top of the first. Huskies have runners on first and second. Ball on the ground, gloved by the shortstop to third base. Called out. What a defensive play by the Cardinals. The shortstop, Maya, makes an excellent play going to her right and then flipping it over to the third baseman covering Vandermark for the force.
Peterzak grounding in stride, and then just the quick flip over to Vandermark at third. That's great communication. Not enough time to turn the double play, but enough time to get the out there.
After the excellent defensive play by Peterzak, it goes to 2 outs now for the Huskies. Stepping in is Katie Ramage. Ramage, a sophomore, hitting .247 on the season. 2 runners on still. Runners at first and second. 0-1 count is just a bit outside. Ball 1-1-1.
Rampage comes into this season. You know, last year she was 7th in the MAC for stolen bases. She's a tough out at the plate, batting .297, .405 slugging, .297 on base. When she gets around, she's tough to beat.
A swing and a miss on the 1-1. That makes it 1-2 with 2 outs now. Brianna Severino finds herself just 1 strike away from ending this top of the first.
You know, she had a tough go in the first game. She gave up 2 hits in the first inning. That was the only inning she saw.
Ball in the air, caught by Mulholland at second. That will be the 3rd out, so the Cardinals go unscathed, and the Huskies leave 2 runners on stranded. It's 0-0 after the top of the first. We'll head to the bottom of the first where the Cardinals will be due up for their first at-bat of this game. It'll be Peterzak, Timmons, then Mulholland. Coming up right here on SportsLink Digital Radio, presented by Victory Honda of Muncie.
American Pest Pros is the official pest control partner of Ball State Athletics. We protect your home or business and guarantee year-round protection from insects and pests. Ask about our Ball State special, available to all Cardinal fans. Our pest control program is the safest and most effective in the industry. Even if you tried a different service and it didn't work, we'll fix your problem, guaranteed, or your money back. Visit AmericanPestPros.com. That's AmericanPestPros.com. And don't forget to ask about our Ball State special.
Ball State fans, who needs batteries? Your locally owned Battery Masters have batteries for cars, boats, golf carts, cell phones, watches, key fobs, Papergo toys for kids, and more. Bring your rechargeable batteries back to life for drills, shavers, dustbusters, and more. All Ball State fans receive a free battery checkup. Just mention Charlie Cardinal. Battery Masters is conveniently located on the corner of Walnut and Centennial, next to Mini Trista. Check us out online at batterymasters.com. Go Cards!
Whether you're getting ready for the big game or getting ready for the workday, you always want to start with confidence. Cintas has the essential products and services to help businesses provide a clean, safe environment for their employees and customers. With routine restocking of essential cleaning, hygiene, and safety supplies, on-site cleaning, professional uniform laundering, and testing and inspection of fire equipment and systems. Give everyone the confidence they need to start their day. Visit Cintas.com and get ready for the workday.
Welcome back to SportsLink Digital Radio, presented by Victory Honda Muncie, here at the Ball State Softball Stadium. 0-0 between the Ball State Cardinals and the NIU Huskies. Pitch one is low for a ball to Maya Peterzak leading off for the Cards. Lukas Thatcher alongside Brayden Carroll. Brayden, bit of a chilly afternoon here in Muncie, and the wind has been playing a bit of a factor so far today.
It has been. It's been picking up these balls on the hit over to the left side with that wind moving. And it's been difficult for a lot of these infield choppers to really go anywhere. We've seen a lot of bunts that just die right in front of home plate. It's been tough hitting.
That pitch is just a bit high at the letters. That'll make it 2-1, as there was another pitch that was before that in the strike zone looked at by Peterzak. 2-1. Peterzak to shortstop for the Cards. Fouls that one back and out of play. It'll go to 2-2 now.
Lily Castle, the starting pitcher for NIU here, 3-7 on the season. This is her 11th game started. She's pitched 4 complete games. She is a veteran on this team, her 3rd year with NIU. A junior from LaGrange, Ohio. She's got to be excited to be out there after seeing last game through the dugout.
The 2-2 was fouled off by Peterzak, and Castle with a 5.80 ERA looking to get that a bit down.
It's hard to base college pitchers in both softball and baseball off of their ERAs just naturally because of how the sport plays out. But, I'm always more interested in strikeouts to hits.
And Peterzak continues to fight as he'll foul this one out of play as well. Remains 2-2.
But you look at Castle, her strikeouts, 24 on the season, 74 hits. So, she struggled a little bit to have some control in the ball, 20 walks as well. But she's been pretty productive for this team. Those 3 wins say a lot.
Peterzak hits a high fly ball out to left field. That one will get up and out of here. A leadoff homer for Peterzak. Her 2nd of the day as she homered in game 1. And that one got out of here in a hurry. What a shot for Peterzak. And it's 1-0 Cards and an excellent start to this game, Brayden.
She's caught fire. Ended the first game with a home run in the 7th inning and then leadoff hitter in the 1st. Take it out of the ballpark.
Number 7 has put her stamp all over today. Started off in the top of the 1st of this game with an excellent play defensively at shortstop, and then comes in and hits a leadoff home run to give her team the lead. 1-0 Cards, and a complete flip from what the Ball State Cardinals did in game number 1.
That's exactly what you want. Energy from the 1st inning in this game after what was a lackluster performance in the 1st.
Michaela Timmons steps into the box now. The usual catcher playing first base today watches ball 1 go by.
You have to imagine there's a lot of frustration amongst this Ball State rotation, going 6 innings in the first game without a single run until that last inning where they only had 1 off of Peterzak's homer.
Timmons fouls that one back, 1-1 now. Timmons a long ball threat. I should say the long ball threat. This season she's got 12 home runs already with 36 RBIs, and that's only in 74 at-bats. That pitch is just outside, 2-1 count now to Timmons.
She struggled in the first game, walked in the first, and then a ground out followed by 2 back-to-back flyouts, and that was the end of her game 1. So really the entire rotation is looking for some sort of vengeance from what they were dished out by Danielle Stewart in the first.
The 2-1 was bounced, 3-1 now. Timmons swinging, lining that one into the right center gap and gloved excellently by the center fielder for NIU. That will be 1 down now in the top of the 1st.
That's a great play in center field, coming into the gap along center and right side. That's what Katie Rambage is able to provide this team. A sophomore, but she's a veteran, one of the better fielders on this team. She doesn't make many mistakes, and right there, coming in stride to make the catch.
The lefty able to gracefully bring that one in. It'll bring up McKenna Mulholland to the dish now for the Cards. That first pitch just a bit outside, 1-0 to the Ball State second baseman.
2-time second-team All-MAC recipient Mulholland is. She's another veteran on this roster, and she's had a great year to start things off.
There's a reason she's bat number 3 as she watches strike 1 go by, brings the count to 1-1, 1 out. Cardinals lead 1-0 here in inning number 1. There's ones all over the board. And at bat, number 1, McKenna Mulholland, as she will watch that ball go by. 2-1 the count now.
Castle struggling to have full control on her pitches early here, maybe just adjusting to that wind. Of course, the bullpen facing a different direction.
2-1 is in there. 2-2 now to the second baseman for the Cardinals. Mulholland needs to bring that two-strike approach to the plate right now. 1 out here in inning number 1, 1-0 Cards after the leadoff home run. Mulholland thought about it, checks her swing, and is able to hold. That'll be a full count now. 3-2 to Mulholland.
That's a good check swing. That ball rises high, and she thinks it's in the strike zone at first, backs out when she sees it continue.
3-2. Mulholland swings this one to center field. Remains running in on it, makes the play easily, and that's out number 2. Castle doing a nice job of recovering from the leadoff home run.
That's another easy, great play by Katie Rambage, just getting up there. That time she didn't have to run very far, coming forward, following the wind, making that catch. And she's been the backbone of this first inning so far for NIU.
Kara Gunter stepping in to the plate now. She hits in that cleanup spot, the 4-hole. Left fielder watches ball 1 go by, 1-0.
Kara Gunter has been around. This is her third school, went to Dayton 2022 to 2023, and then Eastern Kentucky her freshman year. She's found her footing here at Ball State.
The 1-0 to Gunter is in there for strike number 1. 1-1 is the count to the Ball State left fielder. Bottom of the first, 1-0 Cards. 1-1 count to Kara Gunter. She swings and fouls it back. It'll be 1-2 now.
Just staying alive in the hunt. 2 outs, nobody's aboard. It's not a confident feeling as a hitter, especially for Gunter, who's kind of struggled this year, batting .222, but just keeping things alive, waiting for that right pitch.
She had a single last game, see she can do here. Swung on and missed, strike 3, and that will do it for the first inning. Castle, after a leadoff home run, strikes out Gunter to finish inning number 1. Well, the Cardinals strike first with a home run by the shortstop, Maya Peterzak, and they lead early in this one. 1-0 Cards. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with more Ball State softball here on Sports League Digital Radio, presented by Victory Honda of Muncie.
Whether you're getting ready for the big game or getting ready for the workday, you always want to start with confidence. Cintas has the essential products and services to help businesses provide a clean, safe environment for their employees and customers. With routine restocking of essential cleaning, hygiene, and safety supplies, on-site cleaning, professional uniform laundering, and testing and inspection of fire equipment and systems. Give everyone the confidence they need to start their day. Visit Cintas.com and get ready for the workday.
The Hampton Inn of Muncie is the official partner of Ball State Athletics. Ask about our Ball State special, available to all Cardinal fans. The Hampton Inn is one of Muncie's finest hotels. Come enjoy our free breakfast, free Wi-Fi, and fresh Hampton beds waiting for you. Less than a mile away from Ball State campus. Don't forget to ask about our Ball State special. Search Hampton Inn of Muncie online at munciesweets.hamptonin.com. At munciesweets.hamptonin.com.
Welcome back to the Ball State Softball Stadium, where the Cardinals lead 1-0 over the NIU Huskies. I'm Lukas Thatcher alongside Brayden Carroll. Brayden, Cardinals strike first, with a leadoff home run by Maya Peterzak, and that is definitely what they want to see after not getting any runs until the bottom of the 7th last game.
Absolutely. I mean, it was such a struggle for Ball State, only ending up on base off of walks and hit by pitches in those first 6 innings, and then ending up with 11 players in total left on base before losing 2-1. That's a frustrating feeling, and you could tell that Ball State came out with some fire, especially Peterzak. She has the confidence coming off of that last game with a home run in the 7th and just continued her hot roll.
It now is Riley Hartman for the Huskies. And a bit of a defensive change for the Cardinals after getting injured last inning. Gabby Evans has been replaced behind the plate by Michaela Timmons. And moving over to first base where Timmons was is going to be Ella Whitney. So First pitch is a strike in there.
Ella Whitney getting a lot of action today. A hitter in the first game, pitcher, now first base.
That one is turned and burned, but fouled. Hartman too early on that one, but certainly a hard line drive.
Did you see the way the wind picked up that ball off of the dugout? It bounces off the roof of the dugout and then goes in a completely different direction. I don't know if maybe that was a ricochet or if the wind took it. This one's powerful.
The 0-2 is just inside. 1-2 is the count now.
Riley Hartman, she grounded out in the second inning of the first game, ended up getting her only hit of the game in the fourth with a single. She had a tough go at it, looking for something here.
Severino's 1-2 is just outside. Good pitch, but not in enough close to the strike zone for it to be strike number 3. 2-2 count now to Hartman. The Huskies catcher swings and to shortstop. Peter Zach makes the play, and that's out number 1.
Peter Zach just calm and collected, walking up, trotting up to the ball, sets her feet, makes the easy throw, not feeling the pressure of the runner, and that's an easy routine play that she makes look easy and routine.
Speaking of shortstops, the visiting team's shortstop is in now with Elena Powell. First pitch is just up. That will be ball 1. That one went at the letters. Timmons thought it looked good, but that one just a bit too high. 1-0. 1-0 count, 1 out. Ball State leads 1-0 here in the top of the second. That one also misses, just a bit outside it, a bit low. 2-0 now. Good hitters count for the shortstop for the Huskies.
Powell has to be feeling good. She ended up being the winning run in the first game, coming home off of a single and then trotting her way around the bases. She's got to be feeling confident.
Powell hits one on the ground to the second. Mulholland fields it, makes the play, and it's 2 quick outs off of 2 ground outs. What a way to start inning number 2 for Severino.
This game has a start that really feels like the first, where it's all infield and everybody's handling their roles pretty well. It's really just that home run that Peter Zach started this one off with that makes it feel just a bit different. Ball State having that goose egg already off the board.
Kayla Estrada digs into the box now for the Huskies. She checked in later into the game earlier. Now gets the start, and she watches ball number 1, 1-0 now.
1 for 2 in game 1, a ground out and a single. Ended up getting that single in the 7th, just looking for something to feel that confidence of having won the first game. This is an NIU team that has flat out struggled this season. You get such a big win against a highly touted Ball State team, you have to build off of that energy.
She swings on the 2-0 and puts it foul. It's now 2-1 count to Estrada.
Estrada just has to make sure she doesn't swing for anything that's out of the strike zone right now. Just get aboard and give the next player up in Rodriguez the opportunity to put some runners on the board. You just have to trust the next person up to have a strong hit, maybe send you to second, third, maybe even a home run, and you end up with 2 runs. Just don't force anything.
Estrada sitting in with a 3-1 count now, looking to pass the baton. She swings and pops it up. Calling it is the third baseman, Vandermark. She's got it for out number 3, and that will do it for the top of the first. So the Huskies remain off the board, not able to get a run through, able to strand one, and really good pitching so far from Severino has got the Ball State Cardinals up 1-0 heading into the bottom of the second. Don't go anywhere. Ball State softball here on SportsLink Digital Radio.
So just how big is the Mammoth Pizza at Mancino's? How about a big 24-inch round pizza loaded with all of your favorite toppings? Made to order just for you when you call 287-1300. The perfect size for the big game, the next game, or any event that demands not only the best, but the biggest pizza you can order. And Mancino's is ready anytime. Call, wait 10 to 15 minutes, then head to Mancino's for pickup. Man, is it good. When a large pizza isn't enough, you need at least one Mammoth from Mancino's.
Pepsi Zero Sugar has a new, better flavor. A Zero Sugar Cola has never tasted this good. But we don't expect you to take our word for it, so we're putting it to the test. Starting with me. My mouth is watering already, so I think we can skip the drum roll and get right to the main event. Cue the fireworks. We have an official best Zero Sugar ever. It's delicious, it's refreshing, and it's so good you'll need to try it for yourself. Trust me. Pepsi Zero Sugar. Zero never tasted so good. That's what I like.
Welcome back to the Ball State Softball Complex, where the Cardinals are up 1-0 over the Northern Illinois Huskies here in game number 2 of doubleheader. Northern Illinois took game number 1 2-1 over the Cardinals, but right now Ball State leads early in this one, and they're up at the dish looking to do more damage. Leading off for the Cards will be number 11, Ella Whitney, who originally was the designated player, has now moved into playing first base. Whitney, the losing pitcher of game number 1.
This is where you can build back that self-belief here for Ella Whitney. A tough go at it. She ended up pitching pretty well in the first game, just an unfortunate turn in the 7th inning where NIU really started to get hot, but in the 5 innings before, she looked great.
She watches pitch number 1 go by for a strike, 0-1, and now she's going to pop one up to center field, going back to the wall as a center fielder, and she will make the catch at the warning track. Pretty routine play out there for Ramage.
Yeah, made it look easy, and that's what she's been able to do over there at the center field spot. That's her 3rd play out there, 3 catches, no errors so far. Ramage, she making it look easy.
Whitney put a charge in that one, but just got it off the end of the bat. Not able to put that one over the wall or do any real damage with it. And now stepping in for Ball State is going to be Aylin Morris, it looks like. As it looks like they're going to take Gabby Evans out of the game, most likely because of her hand.
So Aislinn Morris, she's by far the farthest away from home out of anybody on this Ball State roster, from North Perth, Australia. This is a long way from home. She's been in 9 games this season, 7 at-bats, so hasn't really seen much time in the batter's box, but looking for something. 2 hits on the year.
Got an opportunity to do some damage here. Here's the pitch, and that one is just up. 2-0 count now. Morris, a junior, bats from the right side. Looks in, 2-0. That one is in there, 2-1 count now.
Cassell starting to find the frame here, making her first pitches. After having not played in game 1, it's always a bit of mental fatigue when you watch the whole game and then come in to be the starting pitcher. But she's handling it well.
The 2-1 just a bit outside, 3-1 count now.
We saw that fatigue. It was probably one of the big reasons that she gave up that home run to Peterzak.
Swung on and missed. Big cut there from Morris. And now it'll bring up a full count. 3-2 count, 1 out. Ball State leads 1-0 here in the bottom of the 2nd. Full count to Morris. Swung on and popped up. First baseman calling for it, and she makes the play in foul territory. That's out number 2.
Good fight there by Aislinn Morris, taking it to a full count, but just not enough mustard on that ball, ends up popping right up, and that's one of the problems with the wind here is you kind of overcompensate for it. As a hitter, you stand in the batter's box, look up at the flag, and see, wow, that's really heading left. I I better adjust my swing, and then it starts bringing problems when you adjust it too far.
Swung on and missed at the first pitch is Maddie Weaver. Castle working with 2 outs now. Pitching for Northern Illinois. Her team trails 1-0 to the Cardinals as Weaver fouls that one back and out of play. It'll be an 0-2 count now.
Weaver, a senior from Indianapolis, 2024 academic All-MAC. She has a bit of a history as a Ball State player. Drove in 2 winning RBIs in her 3 years, or in her 2 years preceding this season at Ball State. She's a great player.
Weaver lines 1 to third. It's off the glove. That's a fair ball, and it will be a base hit for Maddie Weaver. So that's hit number 2 of the game for the Cardinals so far. Hit number 1 was a solo shot by Peterzak, and Maddie Weaver gets one off the glove of the third baseman to go for a base hit for the Cards, and now she's on with 2 outs in the bottom of the second.
That was just barely inside the foul line, grazes alongside the third base, and Matthews was in position to make the catch, just didn't get her glove around it. That's a tough error to make.
And the transfer third baseman stepping in now is Katie Vandermark for the Cardinals. Vandermark with a runner on first and 2 outs. 0-1 now. That one is just inside and a little low to be 1-1.
Vandermark has gotten a lot of time in this game compared to what she's seen the previous stretch this season. Only 1 game played. She's played in both of these, though.
She fouls this one out along that first base line, out of play and out of this stadium. 1-2 count, 2 outs. Cardinals lead 1-0 in the bottom of the second. Maddie Weaver on first in the box. Vandermark pops one up. Shortstop Powell calling for it. She's underneath it, and she's got it for out number 3, and that's going to do it for the second inning. Ball State leads 1-0 as they're able to get another hit, but not able to get that runner back to home to score. 1-0 Ball State leads. We got you with the third inning coming back here on SportsLink Digital Radio, presented by Victory Honda of Muncie.
So just how big is the Mammoth Pizza at Mancino's? How about a big 24-inch round pizza loaded with all of your favorite toppings? Made to order just for you when you call 287-1300. The perfect size for the big game, the next game, or any event that demands not only the best, but the biggest pizza you can order. And Mancino's is ready anytime. Call, wait 10 to 15 minutes, then head to Mancino's for pickup. Man, is it good. When a large pizza isn't enough, you need at least 1 Mammoth from Mancino's.
Pepsi Zero Sugar has a new, better flavor. A Zero Sugar Cola has never tasted this good. But we don't expect you to take our word for it, so we're putting it to the test. Starting with me. My mouth is watering already, so I think we can skip the drum roll and get right to the main event. Cue the fireworks. We have an official best Zero Sugar ever. It's delicious, it's refreshing, and it's so good you'll need to try it for yourself. Trust me. Pepsi Zero Sugar. Zero never tasted so good. That's what I like.
Standards. High standards. That's what sets teams apart. It's also what sets us apart at Pridemark Construction. We're not alone in holding our standards high. Ball State University is among those who do. That's why we're proud to sponsor the Ball State Athlete of the Week. High standards in everyday performance is everything in sport, as well as business. Join us in our pursuit of excellence. Join Pridemark Construction for your next building project and in our support of Ball State University's Athlete of the Week.
Welcome back to the Ball State Softball Stadium here on SportsLink Digital Radio. Lukas Thatcher alongside Brayden Carroll, where the Cardinals lead 1-0 over NIU in game number 2 of this doubleheader. Pitch number 1 is a ball from Brianna Severino pitching to Ali Rodriguez, the 9-hole hitter for NIU. Rodriguez, a 143 batting average, the junior playing right field today. Here's the 1-0. That one was also just a bit outside. 2-0 now to Rodriguez. And for Severino, this is not a batter that you want to walk. You want to attack this batter right here.
Exactly. She's struggled this season, producing the least amount by batting average out of her 3 seasons. You want to force her into a situation where she does things like that. Swing at it.
Yeah, swinging a miss on pitch number 3. 2-1 count now. Good changeup there from Severino. That time in the zone, that's the key. 2-1 count. Rodriguez swings, third baseman going for it, bobbles it, and it is going to be a base hit for Rodriguez as it goes off of the glove of Vandermark, and she seems a little frustrated that she was not able to corral that one in.
That's happened a few times between Vandermark and some other infielders on this Ball State team where there have been catchable balls in the infield off of some just shallow poppers, and she comes up to dive for it, got her glove around it, and just didn't secure the catch.
Jenna Turner stepping into the dish now, showing bunt. Turner led off this game with a single.
She's a dangerous hitter. 2 doubles, 2 triples on the season, batting .383. Her best season by far, batting .293 last season.
She shows bunt again, but this time fouls it straight back behind home plate against the net. She's got a runner on first in Rodriguez in front of her. 1-1 count now. Nobody out. Let's see what Severino brings on 1-1. Showing bunt again and getting it down. Turner trying to beat it out to first. She will not. What a play by Michaela Timmons behind the plate. But that successfully moves the runner over from first to second. So 1 out now with the runner on second here in the top of the third.
That's a good read by Ball State's infield. Nobody calls for the double play. Easy throw to first. Make the out there. You know, the opportunity to stop Rodriguez at second maybe was there, but it would have been a tight throw.
Leah Nance in now for the Huskies. She swings and fouls the first pitch off. 0-1 count to Nance now. Severino having to deal with a runner in scoring position and 1 out now with the heart of the order for the Huskies coming up.
You look at Nance's stats as a freshman, batting .214 on the season. She's had 28 at-bats with 6 hits. It's been a struggle, but considering that she's a freshman getting regular starting opportunities, this is her 13th of the season, she's been pretty impressive.
Short fly ball into left field. Left fielder coming in on it, makes the play, and that'll be out number 2. A short, shallow pop-up into left, fielded well by Kara Gunter.
Nothing too fancy about that. Gunter just coming up, making the catch, securing it, hands under the mitt, making sure it doesn't drop out. It's all about just following the ball with the wind for these outfielders.
Daniel Stewart steps in now for the Huskies. She will line one into the right center gap. It will go off the glove of the right fielder, and she will tie this ball game up at 1 apiece, an RBI double as she switches spots with Rodriguez. What a play by the winning pitcher from game number 1.
Smart running by Ali Rodriguez. She comes around third with the ball still in the air, and she knows that that's not going to be caught by the right fielder, Maddie Weaver, so she's able to step up and take it all the way to home. Just anticipated that wasn't going to be caught, and it was a good read.
Madison Matthews up now for the Huskies, the cleanup hitter. Hitting .379 this season for them, 23 RBIs. By far the most dangerous offensive threat that NIU has. She swings and fouls that one out of play. 1-1 count to Matthews now.
Matthews, the most veteran player on this NIU rotation. All 4 seasons she's been with the Huskies. 69 starts in her career. 50 career RBIs. She's a great player, and one of the big reasons that this team has been able to rally whenever they're into this middle part of their rotation. They can always rely on Madison Matthews to keep it going.
Severino's pitch is grounded back to Severino off of her glove. McHolland tries to make the play. Matthews beat it out, and that's going to be an infield hit for Maddie Matthews. Runners at the corners now with 2 outs for the Huskies.
That hit didn't have much effect until it came off of the glove of Severino and bounced away. That's another infield mistake by Ball State where they have the opportunity to make the quick play and it just ends up out of the glove. You can tell that the wind chill is making an impact on these players. These grabs are a little too tight around the mitt for them.
Kater Ramage steps in with 2 outs and runners on first and third. That's Maddie Matthews on first. And that is Danielle Stewart on third. Top of the third, tied up 1-1. Ball State got their first run from a leadoff home run from Maya Peterzak. And an RBI double from Danielle Stewart gave the Huskies their first runs. That ball is outside 2-0 count now. Severino in a bit of a jam here in the top of the third.
Just have to get out of it comfortably if you're Severino. It was a tough start to game one, giving up that run early, or 2 hits rather, no runs, but she just has to feel confident that she'll stay in.
That hit is foul along that third base side. The count will change to 2-1 now.
Ramage, not really an impact hitter, but she's able to get things into the outfield to make plays, 4 doubles on the season. She can do the same. She can bring around a runner.
That one has swung on and popped up towards first base, camped underneath the first baseman, and that will be out number 3. So the Huskies get 1, but that's it. Ball State able to prevent NIU from taking the lead, but the Huskies have tied it up here in the top of the third. We'll be right back with the bottom of the third where the Cardinals will have a chance to respond right here on SportsLink Digital Radio presented by Victory Honda of Muncie.
For the best stories, access, and coverage of Ball State sports, follow SportsLink on social media platforms Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat. Search @BSU SportsLink.
American Pest Pros is the official pest control partner of Ball State Athletics. We protect your home or business and guarantee year-round protection from insects and pests. Ask about our Ball State special, available to all Cardinal fans. Our pest control program is the safest and most effective in the industry. Even if you tried a different service and it didn't work, we'll fix your problem, guaranteed, or your money back. Visit AmericanPestPros.com. That's AmericanPestPros.com. And don't forget to ask about our Ball State special.
Your home for live Ball State sports, streaming right in your timeline.
This is SportsLink Digital.
Welcome back to the Ball State Softball Stadium here in Muncie, Indiana, where we have a tied-up ball game here in game number 2 of this doubleheader between the Ball State Cardinals and the NIU Huskies. Lukas Thatcher alongside Brayden Carroll. Brayden, the Huskies able to get a run across in that previous half inning, the top half of this third inning. What do the Cardinals need to do here to respond?
They just need to find a way to send some balls into the outfield. I mean, we saw Peterzak start things off with that home run over the left field wall, but that you can't rely on hits like that. That's what they did in the first game, only getting 1 run off of a home run and then losing 2-1. They have to find a way to just make contact and force NIU infield or outfield to make a play. We've seen Ball State, when they have to make plays, a lot of these balls have ricocheted off the mitts and ended up as base hits for the Huskies. If they can force this NIU defense to do the same, they'll be in a good, comfortable position.
Center fielder Haley Urban steps in now. First pitch swinging, and she'll foul that one out of play. So 0-1 count to begin her at bat.
Really, when it's cold outside, it favors the hitter because you have to, if you can force these fielders into positions where they have to make plays off of tough bounces or on the fly, you're going to catch them off guard. I mean, both because the cold is going to get to these players' hands, but also because just that mental fatigue of how chilly it is. You're thinking about, oh man, I'm cold and whatnot. It can get into these players' heads.
Urban watches strike number 2 go by. 0-2 count now. Working way ahead is Castle. See what she does. Here's the 0-2 to Urban. Urban fouls that one off. That one was out of the zone, but trying to stay alive with the 2-strike approach. Just wastes that one, and now they will repeat 0-2.
Urban didn't really have much production in the first game, 2 strikeouts and 1 ground out. Looking to send something past the infield if she can make contact.
That pitch is outside, ball number 1. 1-2 now to Urban. Urban hitting .259 this season. Has had 5 doubles and 4 home runs with 20 RBIs, is .469 slugging on the season. That's a good mark for her. The 1-2 is low. 2-2 count now to Haley Urban.
That got the fans excited.
Yeah, it did. It was a little
Somebody was
surprising.
fired up.
Somebody really liked that 2-2 bounced ball there.
Not really the type of pitch that would fire me up, but go off.
2-2 is popped up. First baseman calling for it. No, the catcher will call her off. That's Hartman, and make the play for out number 1 here in the bottom of the 3rd. Still tied up 1-1. 1 out, and stepping up to the plate now is the Cardinals shortstop, and the reason for both runs that have been produced between the 2 games so far today for the Cardinals, that's Maya Peterzak.
You know, usually for the better, catchers just have this sort of ego around their radius of, like, if you're going to come in and call it, you better be in the best position. If the catcher's in the best position, they'll always call those pop flies, and right there, that's just the right decision made by Riley Hartman to make the call. She's closer, and she makes the easy catch.
Castle paints the edge for strike number 1 with the first pitch to Peterzak. Here's the second one. That one's fouled straight back, so Peterzak now down 0-2 in the count and having to climb out of this hole.
She's certainly swinging hard. You can tell that she feels it.
Yeah.
Last 2 at-bats, 2 home runs. It's hard not to have a heck of a lot of confidence stepping into the batter's box. 2 fouls, but still she's making contact, and I don't see her having a reason not to swing unless that ball's way out.
Key here is not to try to do too much, just try and get on base here. 0-2 is again fouled, but that one is going to be playable and catchable by the first baseman, and Stewart makes the catch. That's out number 2 now. Castle doing a great job to open up here in the bottom of the 3rd.
Making contact every time, just not the right contact. And Peterzak, yeah, I hope that doesn't get to her head too much. She has had a fantastic day so far. There's no reason to stop swinging on hittable balls like that. Just didn't get the right side of the bat with him.
Michaela Timmons stepping into the plate now for the Cardinals. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 3rd, 1-1. Timmons thought about it, but holds back. Really good off-speed pitch. They're going to check if she went, and she did not. So 1-0 is the count. Really good off-speed pitch there by Castle.
She's showing the juice right now. Castle is feeling it. She gave up that first hit home run, and ever since then, she's been dishing pretty well.
And this one is grounded onto short. Powell gloves it. Throw onto first is there on time. That is out number 3 in a 1-2-3 inning for Castle. NIU controls the Cardinals and is able to keep this ball game at 1-1. And we'll have the 4th inning right here on SportsLink Digital Radio, presented by Victory Honda of Muncie. Don't go anywhere, folks.
So just how big is the Mammoth Pizza at Mancino's? How about a big 24-inch round pizza loaded with all of your favorite toppings? Made to order just for you when you call 287-1300. The perfect size for the big game, the next game, or any event that demands not only the best, but the biggest pizza you can order. And Mancino's is ready anytime. Call, wait 10 to 15 minutes, then head to Mancino's for pickup. Man, is it good. When a large pizza isn't enough, you need at least 1 Mammoth from Mancino's.
Pepsi Zero Sugar has a new, better flavor. A Zero Sugar Cola has never tasted this good. But we don't expect you to take our word for it, so we're putting it to the test. Starting with me. My mouth is watering already, so I think we can skip the drum roll and get right to the main event. Cue the fireworks. We have an official best Zero Sugar ever. It's delicious, it's refreshing, and it's so good you'll need to try it for yourself. Trust me. Pepsi Zero Sugar. Zero never tasted so good. That's what I like.
Standards. High standards. That's what sets teams apart. It's also what sets us apart at Pride Mark Construction. We're not alone in holding our standards high. Ball State University is among those who do. That's why we're proud to sponsor the Ball State Athlete of the Week. High standards in everyday performance is everything in sport, as well as business. Join us in our pursuit of excellence. Join Pridemark Construction for your next building project and in our support of Ball State University's Athlete of the Week.
Welcome back to the Ball State Softball Stadium here in Muncie, Indiana. 1-1 ball game between the Ball State Cardinals and the NIU Huskies here in game number 2 of a doubleheader. NIU, if you were not here for game number 1, NIU won 2-1 in a pitcher's duel. All of the runs came in the 7th inning. But right now it's 1-1 here in the top of the 4th. NIU up to bat. Pitch number 1 from Severino is high. Ball 1, 1-0 count. In to hit is Riley Hartman, the catcher for NIU. Here is Severino's 1-0. Hartman awaiting. Here's the pitch. That one's outside. 2-0 now to Hartman.
That was a really fast pitch, and you immediately could see from the dugout one of the pitching coaches signaling to Severino, just relax. That one was a heater that wasn't in the zone. She's losing control on these fast pitches.
Here's the 2-0. Gets that one in the zone. Mulholland gloves it, throw on to first, makes the play. Excellent play by McKenna Mulholland at second, and there's one out.
The infield really needed a play like that. A lot of confidence lost just off of these missed bouncers in the infield. Mulholland able to get a grip on there, make the easy throw to first. And maybe that's a sign of good fortune for Ball State.
Stepping in the box with one out now for the Huskies is Elena Powell. Powell watches ball 1 go by, 1-0 count now. Powell was the one who ended the game in game number 1 by making a play at shortstop, throwing on to second. It was a close play, but umpire called the runner out, and calling time is the pitcher, Severino.
Just a moment to recollect, perhaps.
Ready to go now. Here's the 1-0. That one's in there. Strike 1. 1-1 count now to Powell. Powell, the left-handed hitting, right-handed throwing shortstop for the Huskies. Here's the 1-1. Shows bunt. And that one is going to be outside for a ball. Ball number 2. At first, I didn't think that she pulled back, but she did. 2-1 count now.
She pulled back and then just trotted towards the front of the batter's box. Maybe just a bit flustered.
And swung on and missed there. 2-2 count now. Good pitch by Severino.
Powell, you have to get swinging here on these pitches with opportunities. Severino's just pitching them right down the middle when they're in the zone.
2-2, fouled off and out of play by Powell. Severino attacks the zone again, goes high and tight, but Powell able to fight that one off and waste that one, and they're going to have to do 2-2 again.
2-2 is the perfect count to just stay alive and force foul balls, wait until the balls come, and then get into the full count situation where, if you're Powell, you can trust yourself a little bit more.
Here's the 2-2, and again, she continues to fight and foul off pitches as that one goes out towards the Ball State bullpen.
Home plate umpire Michael Brown getting reloaded, or Jay Motter, rather, getting reloaded with some more softballs, a lot of fouls to start things off here.
Well, maybe third time's the charm here, as we're going to do 2-2 for the third time here. Here's Severino's pitch to Powell. That one just outside, almost got the corner. Umpire says it did not, and now we'll go to full count now, 3-2, here with one out in the top of the 4th.
That one just hovers outside a little bit along the paint of the batter's box. Big opportunity for Powell.
Severino's pitch is in there. Powell's going to line this one out to left field, and that one's just a bit foul. We've seen her do something like that today where she's putting a good charge behind one going out to left, and the wind has kind of carried it a little bit more foul than it originally was going to end up.
Yeah, the wind's just playing unkind right now to both of these teams. Blowing that way, she hits it that direction, a little too much grease on it, and it ends up flying way too far with the wind over foul.
Here's the full count again. Powell puts this one into play. Right fielder coming in on it is going to scoop it in the outfield, not able to catch it. That'll be a base hit for Powell. So she gets on with one out here in the top of the fourth. 1-1 score. All tied up and a bit of confusion. Everyone asking whether that she caught it or not out in right, but no, there was not a catch out in right. Umpire immediately signaled as such, and it'll be a base hit for Powell, and she's on with one out here in the top of the fourth.
That was a surprise hit from Powell, sending it opposite side, or near side rather, over to the right fielder, where she was way backed up, not ready for a shallow outfield hit, and Powell on the right side of it.
Pitch number one is in there for a strike, as this is Kayla Estrada up to the plate now. Estrada's got an opportunity to do some damage with a runner on first. Looking to see if Powell's going to try and take off here. Trying to tech back and back pick her is Timmons, frustrated because first baseman not able to hold on over there, Ella Whitney, as Powell slid right into the glove and knocked the ball out. Almost had the runner at first there, Brayden.
She might be frustrated at herself as well, throwing to first but sending it to the outside where it would have been a tough play regardless for the first baseman.
Again, threatening to back pick is Timmons, as they're certainly concerned with Powell over there. 2-1 count now to Estrada. Severino's got to really just dial in and focus on throwing strikes to the batter right now.
Powell's earned a reputation, though. 4 stolen bases this season. She's a danger.
Here's the 2-1. Estrada puts a charge into that one. That one's high, deep, and gone. 2-run shot, and the Huskies take the lead, extending it to 3-1 after a win in game one. And Kayla Estrada with a 2-run shot, and she is thrilled. What a home run for her. And Severino now in a bit of a tough spot with one out here in the top of the fourth. And now her team trails 3-1.
That's got to be a thrilling first home run of her collegiate career. Slams it over the right field wall, way gone for 2 runs, her 4th RBI of the season, combining with the 2 she had previous. 2 right there. That's a big shot. Take a lead, take a comfortable lead too.
Estrada, the sophomore, steps into the plate and sends a high and far line drive out of here. Now, Natalie Miller will pinch hit for NIU. 1 out still, top of the fourth, 3-1, Huskies lead. Severino's pitch is outside, 1-0 is the count.
Miller, a freshman from Wisconsin, multi-sport athlete, very athletic. Coming into this doubleheader with just 1 game started, 3 games played overall, and 4 at-bats.
The 1-0 is in there. 1-1 now is the count. Severino putting that ball in a perfect spot along that outside corner.
Just kind of surprising to see NIU and Coach Gleason go with Miller in this game, just considering her inexperience thus far.
Well, she's going to line one into that right center gap. Center fielder is not able to come up with it. Haley Urban dropped the ball out in center, and that will result in a 2-bagger for Miller. And it seems that NIU could do no wrong here in the top of the fourth.
Meanwhile, Ball State's done a lot wrong. That's another catchable ball that the Cardinals miss, and it's been plaguing Ball State in this game. A lot of missed plays, and you have a visit between the infielders at the mound, but I'm not surprised even the outfielders are meeting here. It's just, it struggles all over the field for Ball State.
It seems that one's going to go down as a double, as they're not putting up any errors. So there will not be an error against Haley Urban. It will go down as a double for Miller, and Miller will be pinch ran for.
Honestly, I'm surprised that there hasn't been an error thus far for Ball State in either game.
Maybe a bit of home field advantage as well.
Yeah, I mean, not that that's what I believe, but I certainly do think that there have been some opportunities where you could say that was an error that have gotten by.
Ali Rodriguez will pinch run for Miller. And into the plate now is Jenna Turner. She has a 1-1 count with one out here in the top of the first. Turner, a very dangerous hitter, very pesky, the leadoff. That pitch from Severino is just a bit outside. 2-1 is the count now. One out, runner on second in scoring position, and that's Rodriguez. She's fast and she's ready to score. Turner trying to switch places with her. She will put that one foul and out of play. It'll be 2-2 now.
Jenna Turner has done a great job of staying alive in all of her at-bats thus far. She's so reliable as the leadoff hitter. That's one of the great jobs she does, is just wait for the opportunity. Keep trying to make contact until eventually one of these balls is hit the right way.
Well, if you're going to get her out, you're going to have to work for it. Here's the 2-2 to Turner. She'll put this one into play into left field. Left fielder catches it, and that'll be out number 2. A good play out there by Gunter.
Gunter that ball almost comes out of her mitt, but she's able to get her other hand free and put it behind the glove to make sure she secures that ball. At the last moment, she secures it, able to make the catch and prevent what would have been another catastrophe.
And another pinch hitter for NIU coming in. It is 16 Kara Crothers, the junior. She will be hitting for Leah Nance. So a righty in to hit against a righty pitcher. That first pitch is outside. Ball 1-0. 2 outs here in the top of the first.
Crothers 6 at-bats. She doesn't have a hit yet this season. Kind of surprised to see her out there as well, but, NIU, a doubleheader, might as well go deep if you want to give these players Mid-American Conference experience, especially on the road.
That one's on the ground, gloved by Vandermark. Throw on to first in time, and that will end the top half of the 4th inning. The Huskies strike for 2, and they take the lead 3-1 over the Cardinals. How will Ball State respond? Well, we've got that coming up in the bottom of the 4th. Don't go anywhere here on SportsLink Digital Radio, presented by Victory Honda of Muncie.
American Pest Pros is the official pest control partner of Ball State Athletics. We protect your home or business and guarantee year-round protection from insects and pests. Ask about our Ball State special, available to all Cardinal fans. Our pest control program is the safest and most effective in the industry. Even if you tried a different service and it didn't work, we'll fix your problem, guaranteed, or your money back. Visit AmericanPestPros.com. That's AmericanPestPros.com. And don't forget to ask about our Ball State special.
Ball State fans, who needs batteries? Your locally owned Battery Masters have batteries for cars, boats, golf carts, cell phones, watches, key fobs, pay-per-go toys for kids, and more. Bring your rechargeable batteries back to life for drills, shavers, dustbusters, and more. All Ball State fans receive a free battery checkup. Just mention Charlie Cardinal. Battery Masters is conveniently located on the corner of Walnut and Centennial, next to Mini Trista. Check us out online at batterymasters.com. Go Cards!
Welcome back here in SportsLink Digital Radio, presented by Victory Honda of Muncie. We've got some Ball State softball for you here from the Ball State softball stadium. Lukas Thatcher alongside Brayden Carroll. Brayden, what a top half of the 4th for the Huskies. They're able to strike and get 2.
They really pulled away in that 4th inning off of some major Ball State errors, and then a big-time double that was able to bring in a run. This is an NIU team that they feel the confidence of having beaten a heavily favored Ball State in the first game, and they're just continuing to roll. Last 2 innings, 3 runs for the Huskies. They're really showing their strength.
And for the Cardinals, they've got their 3, 4, and 5 hitters coming up. That's Mulholland, Gunter, and Whitney. Mulholland up the plate, swing and a miss, foul tip caught, and that'll be strike number 1, 0-1 count to the second baseman. Mulholland, what a season and what a career she's had here at Ball State. Puts that one on the ground, and now she finds herself in an 0-2 hole. Now she's got to fight and protect, trying to stay alive here against Castle.
Mulholland's been so fantastic two-time second-team All-MAC, 2024 MAC All-Tournament team for that team that made it all the way to the title game, winning 3 straight elimination games. She is a veteran who has seen so much time with this squad and has really been one of the anchors of this squad since Coach Pena's arrival.
1-2 count. That last pitch just a bit outside. That one just a bit low to McKenna, and that'll be 2-2 now. Mulholland has certainly grown a lot in her career at Ball State, has dealt with a few things, including some injuries, has overcome those, has really put together an excellent career here. And as you said, has been one of the key players for this team all of her years. Pops this one up. This one goes straight up in the air. First baseman calling for it, and that she will make the play. Stewart, the first baseman, coming all the way to directly in front, in between the pitcher's circle and the home plate to make that play.
Yeah, and at first it looked like it was going to be Hartman, the catcher, who would make it, and then you have second baseman Stewart come in and say, you know what, I've got it. That time, I guess Hartman decided, I'll let you have this ball. Sure.
I think the wind took that one a bit far over to the left more than they thought it was going to be, and that's why Stewart ended up making that catch. First pitch to Gunter is outside 1-0. Here's pitch number 2. Swung on, and another pop fly by the Cardinals. Powell underneath this one. The shortstop makes the play, and that's 2 quick outs, 2 quick pop-ups. The Cardinals are underneath everything here against Castle in the bottom half of the 4th.
One of the big differences between these two teams that we've seen today is NIU just hasn't made mistakes in their infield. They haven't missed balls on these pop flies. They're catching all of them off the ground. They're making the plays that they need to, and that's been able to keep Ball State at bay. Sure, you have the 1 home run for Ball State, but the only runs they've scored in this entire series have been home runs where the fielders can't do anything but watch it fly. Whenever it's in play, NIU's handled things pretty well.
Ella Whitney up to the plate for the Cardinals. She watches ball 1 go by, 1-0. 2 outs here in the bottom half of the 4th. 3-1 Huskies lead. That one's in there. Strike 1, 1-1 now to number 11 for the Cardinals. Whitney, the losing pitcher of game number 1, and now she's manning first base. Currently up at the dish, though, dealing with a 1-1 count. There's an off speed that's just too high, and that'll be 2-1.
Weaver faces a smart count here, 2-1, but you can't force anything. You can't let another pop fly go up in the air.
Swung on and missed a big swing, not connecting anything. Lily Castle with a good pitch, and Lily Castle has really done a great job of bringing herself back together after giving up a leadoff home run.
She's looked really impressive so far. 55 pitches. Going well.
This one on the ground to third. Gloved makes the play. Throw over to first is in time, and it's a 1-2-3 inning. Lily Castle has put together an impressive day so far on the bump. Doing a great job keeping the Cardinals at bay after that leadoff home run. Her team leads 3-1, and they're going to continue to try and score more in the top half of the 5th. Coming up here on Ball State SportsLink Digital Radio, presented by Victory Honda of Muncie.
American Pest Pros is the official pest control partner of Ball State Athletics. We protect your home or business and guarantee year-round protection from insects and pests. Ask about our Ball State special, available to all Cardinal fans. Our pest control program is the safest and most effective in the industry. Even if you tried a different service and it didn't work, we'll fix your problem, guaranteed, or your money back. Visit AmericanPestPros.com. That's AmericanPestPros.com. And don't forget to ask about our Ball State special.
Ball State fans, who needs batteries? Your locally owned Battery Masters have batteries for cars, boats, golf carts, cell phones, watches, key fobs, pay-per-go toys for kids, and more. Bring your rechargeable batteries back to life for drills, shavers, dustbusters, and more. All Ball State fans receive a free battery checkup. Just mention Charlie Cardinal. Battery Masters is conveniently located on the corner of Walnut and Centennial, next to Mini Trista. Check us out online at batterymasters.com. Go Cards!
Welcome back to SportsLink Digital Radio, presented by Victory Honda of Muncie. Lukas Thatcher alongside Brayden Carroll. And Brayden, the NIU Huskies took game 1 2-1, and now they lead here 3-1, heading into the top half of the 5th. the Huskies, a bit of a surprising day for them today, and they have really upset the Cardinals so far.
But they're more in sync than Ball State. They're making the smarter hits. They're not popping things up as much as the Cardinals are, and their fielding has been on point compared to how Ball State has had a few errors here and there throughout. Although none of them have actually counted as errors, the way that I see them, they've been errors. Ball State struggled, NIU has flourished.
Pitch from Severino is high and outside, 1-0. Hit to the plate is stepping up to the plate is a 3-hitter, Danielle Stewart for the Huskies. Winning pitcher of last game, now manning first base. That one's outside, 2-0. She's got herself in a good spot with a good hitter's count at 2-0.
Do you think the people at home know that we're outside right now?
Probably. I think that they can probably tell a little bit.
They can probably hear. It's cold out here.
2-0 pitch, swung on the ground to third base. Throw on is in time by Vandermark, and that's out number 1. Good play by Vandermark and good defense by the Cardinals. Starting to turn that around as they struggled earlier in the game with that.
You know, it's all about just finding your rhythm as an infield, making sure that everybody's on point, reading the balls, stepping up into the grounders, not letting them come to you. That's how you're going to make more smart plays, more impactful plays than errors.
Madison Matthews stepping up now for the Huskies. Here's the pitch. That one is outside, ball 1, 1-1. A lot of these first pitches from Severino have been out of the strike zone, and that's not a recipe for success with a team that's doing as well as the Huskies have been today.
She's given up 7 hits and hasn't had a strikeout yet.
This one is fouled off to right field. It'll go into the bullpen for the Huskies and out of play, so it'll be 1-1.
Severino, she's been out there for a lot of this game, was in there for the first inning of the last one, and she just hasn't had much success at the mound. Those 0 strikeouts really stand out to me. 3 earned runs, 7 hits. It's been a tough showing for her.
She's certainly given herself an opportunity to pitch well, though. She hasn't allowed a ton of hard contact, and there have definitely been some plays that her defenders should have made for her that did not get made, as that one is going to be outside a bit, 2-1. Cardinals still in this one, only down 2, but before they get some runs back to be able to try and win this thing, they got to prevent the Huskies from scoring here. 1 out. Matthews at the plate, watches ball 3 go by, 3-1 count.
That was a slow pitch and still not much control from Severino.
Trying to drop that changeup in there, just a bit too high, crosses at the letters. And it'll be 3-1 to a very dangerous hitter in Madison Matthews. Here's the pitch. That one's outside, ball 4, and Matthews will take her base. 1 on and 1 out here in the top half of the 5th. Huskies lead 3-1 over the Cardinals. Severino pitching for Ball State, and now up to hit is going to be a pinch hitter for Northern Illinois. It'll be Jalen Brister, the freshman.
You know, saw Peter Zach, the shortstop, coming into the mound to encourage Severino after giving up that first walk of the game. She has to find a way to get her confidence back. She's still going to be out there as long as she doesn't give up too many big-time plays to NIU. So she has to find a way to get her footing, find the framing, and leave NIU with some tough pitches.
And that is in there on that outside corner. Strike 1 to Brister. 0-1 the count, 1 runner on, 1 out.
That's what she needs to do. When she combines speed and control, she's a tough pitcher to get by.
Here's the 0-1 from Severino to Brister. That one is a bit too high. Ball 1, 1-1, 1 out, 1 runner on.
You know, I know you want to be creative as a pitcher, but Severino's best pitches have come when she's throwing them with extra mustard. The faster, the better, it seems.
And that one just just a bit off the plate. It'll be 2-1 now.
That's another speed change by Severino. First pitch was a fastball, second one pretty slow. That one somewhere in the middle, and the slow and average ball, both balls, the speeder a strike.
Brister's going to foul this one out of play. It'll be 2-2 now. Severino could get an out here. This would be huge. Maybe turn 2 if the ball's hit hard enough in the infield.
There's always that danger of a big hit, but I think she has to go with the fastball here.
See what she brings on the 2-2. This one just a bit outside. She did bring the fastball, but not able to put it in the zone. That'll bring it to full count now with 1 out.
Now you can't play too many mind games with yourself. You go with the fastball, ends up outside. Might as well go with it again. See if you can catch the right side of the corner.
Well, we'll see what Severino brings. Here's the full count. That one is hit up the middle. It'll be a base hit for the freshman Brister, and now there's 2 runners on with 1 out here in the top of the 5th.
Impressive work from Brister right there. That was the fastball. Took it low, not quite to the outside. Very hittable for the freshman, and she's able to get under it just enough to bring that one sailing to the outfield right up the middle. And that's exactly the hit that she was looking for. Her second of the season, therefore her career.
Excellent piece of hitting, and Brister will be pinch ran for. As you said, Brayden, she was able to just go down and get that one and line it out to center field for a routine base hit. Something that you just lived to have as a ball player. Stepping in now is Hartman, the catcher. 2 runners on, 1 out here in the top of the 5th. 3-1 Huskies lead, and they have 2 runners on, waiting to bring them home and score more. That's a strike, 0-1 count now to Hartman.
Hartman, a junior on this team. Been with the squad all 3 seasons. 2-year letter winner in high school for the Herscher Tigers. She's been solid this season. A home run, 5 RBIs.
That pitch just a bit low. Riley Hartman watches it go by, and it's 1-1 now with 1 out.
You know, one of the reasons that you can trust Hartman so much is from the sheer amount of at-bats she's had. 66 compared to 29 last season and 8 her freshman campaign.
She turns and burns, and this one's going to go foul and out of play. It'll be a 1-2 count now, as that's going to wind up in the Cardinals' bullpen.
Heads up.
Yeah. Luckily, nobody got hit over there, as there are some players warming up. Can't exactly see who's warming up out there, but I know they didn't get hit.
Maybe
and that's good. That's good.
But now that you mentioned it, players warming up, I wouldn't be surprised to see Coach Pena maybe switch out for a saver for the final 2 or 3 innings.
And Riley Hartman lines this one foul as well, staying alive with 2 strikes. 1-2 remains the count, 1 out. Top of the 5th, Huskies lead 3-1. The Huskies have had 8 hits thus far. Compare that to the Cardinals' 2. And NIU has had a much better game offensively. Here's the 1-2. That is again fouled off. Hartman refused to quit.
She's swinging hard, too. You know, she bats 182 on the season, but she has a home run. She's one of those hitters that is very all or nothing.
Hartman, a 191 batting average and a 291 on base percentage, so she certainly does a nice job of getting on base, even if it's not always with a hit, as she will swing and miss there at a nasty off-speed pitch from Severino, and that'll be 2 strikes. Excuse me, 2 outs.
That was pretty. Caught her thinking about a check swing, and then Hartman tries to make an adjustment late on the ball. Not even close. That was a beautiful pitch from Severino.
Stepping in now with 2 outs and 2 runners on is Powell, not wanting to strand those runners. Pitch number 1 is just a bit outside to Powell. That'll be a 1-0 count now.
Powell's been such an impact player today for NIU. Wouldn't be surprised if she feels the moment here that she can add to the lead.
She is going to foul this one off and out of play. So 1-1 is the count. Now, we've certainly said Powell's name a lot. And she has certainly loved to hit to that opposite side of the field as a left-handed hitter. Has had a few hard-line drives that have just been foul, and the wind has certainly been an effect for that. And a check swing, they say she did not go around. It'll be 2-1 now.
Just barely a check swing from Powell. Nice job holding back. She really thought about it, but maybe just a few inches away from that being called a swing and a strike.
2-1 count. That one's low. And 3-1 now is the count. Severino needs just one more out. Runners on first and second. Powell at the plate. Here's the 3-1. That one is just off the plate. It'll be bases loaded with 2 outs now. And stepping in is going to be Kayla Estrada, who was already homered today.
2-run homer in the 4th. Now she has bases loaded. This is where, as a sophomore, the big moments really can arise. You had your first home run of your career today. Maybe you're thinking about a second, maybe just something to bring runners home and add to the lead. This is a big moment.
Bases are juiced. Severino looking to get out of the jam. Wanting to go unscathed here. Trying to backpick Powell at first and not able to do it, as a bit of a risk there because Timmons threw that one in the dirt, and having to scoop it over there at first was Whitney.
That's happened a couple times for Timmons, making that throw to first and not really being on target with it, but give credit to Simmons being underneath it.
And a swing and a miss on some filth from Severino. 1-1 is the count now. A nasty breaking ball. We've seen a few of those from Severino today. 1-1 is the count. 2 outs, top of the 5th. 3-1, Huskies lead. Bases are loaded for Estrada. She puts it on the ground hard, gloved by the shortstop, flipped to second, and that will do it. So she puts herself in a tough situation, but able to get out of it unscathed, and that is Severino. So it'll remain 3-1, Huskies lead as we go to the bottom of the 5th. Here on SportsLink Digital Radio, presented by Victory Honda of Muncie.
Whether you're getting ready for the big game or getting ready for the workday, you always want to start with confidence. Cintas has the essential products and services to help businesses provide a clean, safe environment for their employees and customers. With routine restocking of essential cleaning, hygiene, and safety supplies, on-site cleaning, professional uniform laundering, and testing and inspection of fire equipment and systems. Give everyone the confidence they need to start their day. Visit Cintas.com and get ready for the workday.
The Hampton Inn of Muncie is the official partner of Ball State Athletics. Ask about our Ball State special, available to all Cardinal fans. The Hampton Inn is one of Muncie's finest hotels. Come enjoy our free breakfast, free Wi-Fi, and fresh Hampton beds waiting for you. Less than a mile away from Ball State campus. Don't forget to ask about our Ball State special. Search Hampton Inn of Muncie online at munciesuites.hamptonin.com. At munciesuites.hamptonin.com.
And we're back here at the Ball State Softball Stadium, where we are ready, just about ready for the bottom half of the 5th. Lukas Thatcher alongside Brayden Carroll. Brayden, the Cardinals are trailing by 2 runs and have certainly struggled offensively, not just here in this game, but also in game number 1 of this doubleheader as well. What do they need to do here against Castle to be able to get some runs on the board and get some things going?
Well, they're getting out hit 8-2. They have to find a way to cut out the pop flies from their inventory. That's what we've seen for the most part from Ball State. Give some choppers to this NIU fielding squad. See how well they can handle it with the cold and the wind. Other than that, maybe you can pull off another home run, but you shouldn't be relying on that. Just put the ball in play and make it tough for the Huskies.
Need some base runners to see if they can do it. This is a line drive to center field, and it is caught. So retired after 1 pitch and 1 swing of the bat is the pinch hitter, Ashley Lovett, for Ball State. Lovett came into the game earlier and got a base hit, but right there, a similar result, but not in the scorebook.
That's just been the theme for Ball State, is all of these pop flies, whether they're infield or outfield, just they don't have much impact on the game for the Cardinals' advantage.
Stepping in now for Ball State is Maddie Weaver. Weaver looks at ball one. Here is the second pitch. She'll foul it back, and it'll be 1-1.
Ball State's dug themselves into a lot of holes as well, per at-bat with these foul balls. Just hasn't, I mean, there hasn't been much good contact off of the bat for anybody, other than maybe Peterzak.
This one is just a bit low and inside. It'll bring the count to 2-1 now.
Maybe you give the torpedo bat to these Cards.
Yeah,
we'll have something
maybe we order some torpedo bats.
Some MIT bats fresh off the physics desk.
Exactly. 2-2 the count as Weaver swung on and missed there. Castle has been pitching excellently since that first inning, really since giving up that home run. She's only given up one hit and has been unscathed other than that.
She's just been on fire. So impressive from a player like Castle, who hasn't pitched much this season.
2-2 count is fouled back, so Weaver stays alive, and we will repeat the 2-2 count.
That's the first fly ball over the back fence that we've actually gotten to see land.
I know.
Not going over the press box, just landing comfortably in between the stands.
Yeah, that one landed in an odd spot, but an easy spot to recover that foul ball. So that, you got to look at the plus side, Brayden, and I'm glad that you pointed that out.
Taking the positives away.
Exactly. Let's see if Ball State can kind of chip away here at the Huskies. They're down 3-1, and Weaver swung on and missed strike 3. That's not going to help the cause. 2 outs now here in the bottom of the 5th for the Cardinals. Castle is just rolling along.
That's just humiliation dealt by Castle. Throwing it inside. Beautiful slight curve on that ball. Forces Weaver to swing on a ball she never had a chance at.
The changeup so nasty, ended up in the dirt, but still swung on and missed by Weaver, and it's 2 outs now with Vandermark stepping in. She's going to get hit by the first pitch and take her base.
Vandermark has had some free trots to first plenty of times in this game. 3 walks in the first game, and right there, a hit by pitch will land her aboard.
Well, as a coach, you don't really care how somebody gets on base, just as long as they do, and she's on base right now for the Cardinals with 2 outs. Pinch hitter in for the Cards. Excuse me, not pinch hitter. That's Haley Urban, the center fielder.
Now, the unfortunate thing for Ball State is Katie Vandermark, she's not really a threat along the baseline. No stolen bases in her entire career.
This pitch outside, that'll bring the count to 2-0. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. Huskies lead 3-1. There's a runner on first, and that's Haley Vandermark. Just got hit in the elbow. Haley Urban up at the dish, facing Castle. Castle's 2-0 is in there. Strike 1, 2-1 count now.
Smart pitch right down the pipe. You're down 2-0. Just send one into the strike zone and give yourself an opportunity.
Lily Castle's 2-1 is swung on and missed by Urban. Strike 2. 2-2 count, 2 outs. Runner on first. Ball State trails by 2 runs.
Smart pitching from Castle. Take it low, then take it high.
This one just too high. Bad release point by Castle that time, and it'll bring the count to full. 2 outs, full count. We should see Vandermark take off.
This is a tough decision.
Here's the 3-2. Urban swung on to center field. Going back on it is Ramesh. She makes the catch, and that's the 3rd out of the inning. So again, unscathed is Lily Castle. Puts up another 0 on the scoreboard, and it remains 3-1 Huskies heading into the 6th inning. Don't go anywhere. More softball here on SportsLink Digital Radio, presented by Victory Honda of Muncie.
ranked number 2 in the nation for sports media by the Broadcast Education Association.
This is Ball State Sports Link.
Victory Honda of Muncie. We're not just another car dealership, and here's why. We stand behind every car we sell and are dedicated to helping our customers save time and money. All our pre-owned cars undergo a rigorous 182-point inspection and come with a 90-day warranty to ensure that you're getting a Victory quality vehicle. Plus, you'll get 2 years of complimentary oil changes and tire rotations. We're part of a top 15 dealership group and have an enormous selection of vehicles with access to inventory at over 45 locations. You always get more for your trade and the best possible rates with us. We have an excellent relationship with hundreds of lenders. Our exclusive Car Doc maintenance and membership program will help you save hundreds of dollars in the process of maintaining your vehicle. Lastly, our state-of-the-art body shop and certified technicians perform high-quality repairs and paint work on most vehicle makes and models. Victory Honda of Muncie. We're not just another car dealership.
Welcome back to the Ball State Softball Stadium here in Muncie on SportsLink Digital Radio, presented by Victory Honda of Muncie. I'm Lukas Thatcher alongside Brayden Carroll, fighting the wind and the cold out here today, and the Cardinals are fighting the NIU Huskies, but losing that fight right now as the Huskies lead 3-1 here in the top of the 6th inning. Brayden, the wind has played a little bit of a factor in these games today, and I don't know how much that wind is going to continue to play a factor, but so far, with only 2 innings left for the Cardinals, they've really got to start getting something going here soon.
They do. You know, maybe something that would help them is if they looked over at the scoreboard for baseball and saw that the Cards put up 9 runs in the 3rd inning. They lead 14-1 right now over Bellarmine. This is hittable weather. The wind is faring well to the right wall. If you can just push them that way with enough power, you're going to be able to have some successful hits, maybe even some home runs. We've seen Peter Zach take advantage of the situations, just nobody else has yet.
Severino's first pitch to Rodriguez is a ball. 1-0 is the count. Rodriguez fouls that one back. That one was going to go straight for my face if that net wasn't there.
Yeah, thank goodness for, well, I was going to say thank goodness for the rules, but thinking about where those rules stem from people actually getting hit in the face and then saying we should have a fence here.
Well, we live and we learn, right?
Yeah, well, thank you for the sacrifices of the people.
Yep, we've got the net now, so thank you to those people. That one's fouled back and again goes off the net. So 1-2 is the count to Rodriguez now.
Now, that one was close to going right over and still into the stands.
Yes.
Maybe we need another lesson learned so we can push that a few feet up. How do you even measure how tall the back fence should be?
I'm not sure. Rodriguez fouls this one, just kind of taps it. Just kind of laid her bat out that time. Wasn't really even a swing, but able to foul that pitch off and is going to stay alive.
It looked like a check swing that she decided to follow through with. And, you know, luckily that goes foul, or else that would have been a weak ball straight to Katie Vandermark at third base.
Severino. She's going to repeat her 1-2. Here it is. That one again in the strike zone, but again just fouled off by Rodriguez, and again that was kind of a check swing.
I can't tell if they're intentional or not. I mean, they can't be intentional because there's no reason to hit it like that. But then again, Ball State struggled to field the ball, so if you put it to the fielders, maybe you have a better chance of landing yourself a hit.
This one is low and away. 2-2 is the count now. Rodriguez, as a bit of a slap hitter sometimes, did not go for the slap hit that time. If she gets a pitch that she doesn't like, she's just going to foul it away, and she's just going to wait until she gets one that she can hit. So let's see if she does that again here. Here's the 2-2. This one is low and away again, and it'll bring up a full count to start off the top half of the 6th for Severino.
That's one of the advantages to fouling off the pitches you don't like is the balls come in and suddenly you're facing the full count because you're playing smart.
Here's the full count. Rodriguez is again going to waste a pitch. This one will stay in the stadium, though. Leaves the field of play, but it will stay inside this little complex. Wind really picking up here.
You don't say.
It's a little chilly out here, Brayden. Here's the 3-2. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Severino gets a punch out, and that's a big one for her in terms of building confidence. But now she's got to deal with the top of the order and one of the hardest players to strike out in this NIU lineup, and that is Turner.
But you have to find a way to get out of this inning unscathed. You don't want to go into the 7th with any more cushion in favor of the Huskies. Severino has to find a way to get through this order.
Severino's first pitch to Turner is fouled off. That NIU dugout is getting louder and louder, and that wind is getting colder and colder.
You know, NIU, they feel good right now. They have a 3-1 lead. They won the first game. There's so much confidence building here. All of a sudden, you're really in contention for being in the MAC tournament. And you have a little bit of firepower. You're beating the top 3 team in the Mid-American Conference, and you know, they're loud. They're chirping it.
Well, I'm glad somebody out here is feeling nice and comfortable, because you and I certainly are not, Brayden.
Yeah, I'm using a towel as a blanket right now. It's not really doing much for me.
This pitch is fouled off. It'll bring it a 1-2 count to Jenna Turner now. Severino just a pitch away from getting to 2 outs and potentially 2 straight punch-outs to begin the top half of the 6th.
What I really feel for is the camera people. Because they're just standing idly.
Yeah. This is low and away. Not a competitive pitch and not a good 1-2 pitch. It'll bring it to 2-2 now.
Severino, she has to know that these NIU Huskies are doing a great job in this entire game, sending it to full count, waiting for the right pitch. She needs to send something down the plate.
She does, and this is put into left center and caught by the center fielder straight into the shift. Haley Urban out there makes the play, and positioned perfectly are the Cardinals, and it's now 2 outs here in the top half of the 6th.
Now you're in a great position. 2 outs in a critical inning where you have to hold NIU to nothing. 2 outs, nobody aboard, and Leah Nance is facing a pretty difficult situation. This could be her last time at the batter's box, and she really doesn't have anything going for her.
Corners in the infield for the Cardinals. That first pitch is taken as a strike. Good frame job by Timmons. 0-1 is the count. 2 outs here in the top half of the 6th. 3-1 is the score in favor of the NIU Huskies. The 0-1 is lined straight to shortstop. Great play by Peterzak, and that will be the 3rd out of the inning. Bottom half of the 6th coming up. Cardinals looking to put some runs on the board and tie this thing up, or potentially take the lead as they trail 3-1 here in Muncie. Don't go anywhere. SportsLink Digital Radio presented by Victory Honda of Muncie.
For stories, access, and coverage of Ball State sports, follow SportsLink on social media platforms Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat. Search @BSU SportsLink.
American Pest Pros is the official pest control partner of Ball State Athletics. We protect your home or business and guarantee year-round protection from insects and pests. Ask about our Ball State special, available to all Cardinal fans. Our pest control program is the safest and most effective in the industry. Even if you tried a different service and it didn't work, we'll fix your problem, guaranteed, or your money back. Visit AmericanPestPros.com. That's AmericanPestPros.com. And don't forget to ask about our Ball State special.
Your home for live Ball State sports, streaming right in your timeline.
This is SportsLink Digital.
Welcome back to the Ball State softball stadium. Almost said SportsLink there, but we're here on SportsLink Digital Radio. Lukas Thatcher alongside Brayden Carroll. And the Cardinals have the top of their order coming up. They trail 3-1 against the Huskies in Game 2 of this doubleheader. The Huskies took Game 1 2-1. Here in Game number 2, it's been a more offensive game than that of the first one, but so far for the Cardinals, a struggle offensively in both games. 2 hits and 1 run so far in Game number 2. Brayden, they need to get going right now.
And there's no better batter to have up first than Maya Peterzak. 2 solo home runs between these 2 games. If anybody can bring the energy, it's going to be her, the sophomore who's made such an impact. Her first 2 home runs of her career have come today.
Shortstop steps in now to face Lily Castle, who has been excellent today in the circle. And Castle again starts off an at-bat, an at-bat with a strike. Even though she's not the one hitting, she's the one pitching. 0-1 is the count. Second pitch on the ground to third. Gloved by Matthews. Throw on to first will get Peterzak in time, and it is 1 out now here in the bottom of the 6th. Good play defensively.
This infield's just such in rhythm. They don't worry at all when that ball comes dribbling up. Everybody knows their assignment. Everybody knows what to do, how to make the play. And that's been one of the key reasons NIU is winning today and won the first game, is their infield hasn't made mistakes.
Here's someone who's been quiet today and swinging and missing over a nasty breaking ball is Michaela Timmons. The Ball State catcher. Such a dangerous hitter. 12 home runs so far this season. And she swings and fouls that one out of play and back behind her. 0-2 is the count now. Castle's got her on the ropes.
With how well Castle has pitched, anytime she forces fouls is a plus because she's very confident in her ability to frame these pitches and force Ball State to chase. It's what she does with the fouls. That's what she does with the punch-outs.
This one is outside and low. 1-2 the count now.
Gotta find a way to make good contact.
1-2. Timmons lays off of that one. Almost went for it. Really good off-speed pitch again by Castle.
Good eye by Timmons, backing out at the last moment. Almost tipped it off her bat, but even her hand, but able to escape.
Here's the 2-2. Swung on and lined into center field. That'll drop for a base hit for Michaela Timmons, so she is on with 1 out here in the bottom half of the 6th with McKenna Mulholland coming up.
That's the exact type of hit Ball State needs. Something in the infield, or in that case, shallow outfield where nobody can make a play, and Timmons safely aboard. Big opportunity for the Cards, the tying run now at the batter's box.
Cardinals have to capitalize with having runners on base now. Timmons on first. Mulholland in at the plate. That is going to go for strike number 1. A really good pitch to hit. But Mulholland lays off of it.
Castle has to keep her eyes on Timmons over at first. She is a base stealer, if there ever was one. 14 this season.
And strike number 2, another excellent pitch by Castle. And Mulholland falls behind in the count now, 0-2. (0-2) is the count, 1 out, 3-1 Huskies lead, runner on first. That one is outside, 1-2 now.
Timmons really showing that she wants to steal second.
We'll see if she goes or not. Lily Castle's 1-2 pitch is coming up to McKenna Mulholland. On the ground towards third, Matthews gloves it, throw on to first. Got her. Close play at first, but it's just barely going to beat Mulholland trying to leg out an infield single, and that'll bring up 2 outs.
That's frustrating because that puts so much pressure now on Kara Gunter to make something happen. With Timmons in scoring position at second base, nobody else aboard with 2 outs. There's a lot of pressure in the air.
Gunter looking to potentially change places with Timmons. There's a duck on the pond. This one is on the ground to second. Glove by Turner. Throw on to first, and it's in time, and that will be 3 outs. Another 0 put up on the scoreboard by the Cardinals, and another excellent inning pitched by Lily Castle. what a job she's done, and we'll see if she's going to be able to continue that success going into the 7th with NIU leading 3-1 over the Cardinals. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to SportsLink Digital Radio presented by Victory Honda of Muncie.
American Pest Pros is the official pest control partner of Ball State Athletics. We protect your home or business and guarantee year-round protection from insects and pests. Ask about our Ball State special, available to all Cardinal fans. Our pest control program is the safest and most effective in the industry. Even if you tried a different service and it didn't work, we'll fix your problem, guaranteed, or your money back. Visit AmericanPestPros.com. That's AmericanPestPros.com. And don't forget to ask about our Ball State special.
Ball State fans, who needs batteries? Your locally owned Battery Masters have batteries for cars, boats, golf carts, cell phones, watches, key fobs, pay-per-go toys for kids, and more. Bring your rechargeable batteries back to life for drills, shavers, dustbusters, and more. All Ball State fans receive a free battery checkup. Just mention Charlie Cardinal. Battery Masters is conveniently located on the corner of Walnut and Centennial, next to Mini Trista. Check us out online at batterymasters.com. Go Cards!
Welcome back to the Ball State Softball Stadium here in Muncie, Indiana. Lukas Thatcher alongside Brayden Carroll bringing you the action here on SportsLink Digital Radio. Right now, the Huskies lead 3-1 over the Cardinals here in game number 2. Huskies looking to get the sweep today in this windy weather. Danielle Stewart steps into the box to lead off the top of the 7th for the Huskies. Severino still pitching for the Cardinals. Here's her first pitch. That is going to be taken for ball number 1, just a bit high. 1-0 will be the count.
NIU's in a pretty good position right now where they don't have to feel much urgency to put up a run, but if they're able to pad on to their lead, that's always a plus.
Insurance run could not hurt. Stewart watches strike 1 go by, and that'll bring the count to 1-1. Stewart wears number 22, was the winning pitcher in game number 1. Has moved to first base here for game number 2, but is still hitting third in the lineup. That is strike 2, a good off-speed pitch by Severino. Drops in there to make the count 1-2 now. Having to battle with 2 strikes is going to be Stewart.
Stewart's so dangerous. I mean, her freshman year, she was already regarded as one of the best pitchers in the MAC. Top 10 ERA, fantastic hitter, 7 home runs last year, all MAC first team. She is phenomenal. And, she's been a bit quiet from the batter's box today in both games, but her presence is felt.
A special talent indeed. 2-2 count. Severino brings it. On the ground is short, gloved by the shortstop and throw on to first, and that will retire Stewart. Good play, 1 out. Cardinals on track for a good 7th inning, which they need right now. They cannot allow to give up any more runs to this Huskies team.
You can't, especially with how tough it's been getting any sort of offense going. Only 1 run coming off a solo homer by Peter Zach. You have to hold this to 2 runs, put somebody aboard in the bottom of the 7th, and then see what happens from there.
This is on the ground towards short. Peter Zach looking to make another play, and she does. The shortstop showing off the leather here in the top of the 7th and helping her pitcher out with 2 outs now in the inning.
That's Madison Matthews challenging this infield again for Ball State. This time the Cards are really starting to feel it, getting a good grip on the ball off of these ground bouncers. And that's just a solid play by Peter Zach at shortstop. She's been making those plays all day. One of the better suits in the infield for the Cards.
Katie Ramage steps into the plate now. This is going to be low for ball 1, 1-0. The Huskies center fielder has been busy defensively. One and 0. Here's the pitch from Severino. That's outside. 2-0 is the count now.
It's a big moment for Severino. You have to get this out. You can't give NIU any more confidence heading into their final defensive inning.
This is lined into center field and a base hit for Ramage. She's going to pick up a single in the 7th, and hopefully for her, hoping to maybe get around and bring another run around for insurance for her team, trying to secure the sweep of today's games.
It's a solid hit into the shallow outfield, get the bouncer, and that brings up Casey Quick to do some work now. A senior who can really get a hold of the ball. We talked about it during the last game. She's that punt pass kick national championship appearer. She didn't win it. Got 4th place at the end of the day, which is pretty impressive, all things considered. Now she's coming out here. But first, a visit between her, the third base coach, and head coach Catherine Gleason.
I believe it was actually Ramage who came over wanting to talk to the next batter. Quick. Maybe give her some advice on how to face Severino.
It would make sense. You know, Ramage has seen Severino several times throughout this game. Maybe she has the secret sauce.
Well, if she does have the secret sauce, she did just use it to get that last base hit. 2 outs now. Runner on first for Quick. She watches ball 1 go by.
Are you catching any of the chants from the NIU dugout?
Yeah, I'm not picking up on what they're saying, but I can certainly hear them chanting. This one's inside, almost hit Quick, but did not. That'll leave the count to 2-0. What are they saying over there, Brayden?
I honestly don't know. Like for the most part, it's just white noise. You know, like you just kind of hear it in the background.
We also have headphones on.
That's true. Yeah.
This one's fouled out of play, so that'll be the first strike of this at-bat. 2-1 the count now.
You know, she's swinging hard. Whatever Ramage told her gave her the feeling that she could do this. She's not really swinging for the infield, Lukas. She's going for something big.
Quick able to hold back on that one. Brings the count to 3-1. That pitch was outside. Good count to hit here. Good count to see a fastball in the zone. As he said, Brayden, she could potentially be swinging for the fences. She will not swing there. She'll take ball 4, and that'll lead to runners on first and second with 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. Severino will remain in the game, and that'll bring up Powell. Lefty hitting shortstop.
You know, I get it. There's not much of a reason to bring somebody else out for the final out of this game. You got to trust Severino to do it.
And there's strike number 1, a good one. Elena Powell watches that one go by, and great pitch by Severino. Great way to open up this at-bat. Looking to get this final out. Cardinals wanting to come back in the bottom of the 7th. They're down 2. That one is not in there. A good pitch. Mulholland certainly thought so. And that'll bring the count to 1-1. That one just barely missing off the plate, Brayden.
Barely. That was a very courteous frame by Timmons. She made it look even closer than it really was. Umpire saw through it.
This one on the ground to second. Mulholland gloves it. Throw on to first, and that will do it. 3 outs now in the top of the 7th, and the Cardinals have one more opportunity to try and get some runs together and get a win here in game number 2. 3-1, they trail to the Huskies. Don't go anywhere. We've got the end of this one coming right up here on SportsLink Digital Radio, presented by Victory Honda of Muncie.
For the best stories, access, and coverage of Ball State sports, follow SportsLink on social media platforms Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat. Search @BSU SportsLink.
American Pest Pros is the official pest control partner of Ball State Athletics. We protect your home or business and guarantee year-round protection from insects and pests. Ask about our Ball State special, available to all Cardinal fans. Our pest control program is the safest and most effective in the industry. Even if you tried a different service and it didn't work, we'll fix your problem, guaranteed, or your money back. Visit AmericanPestPros.com. That's AmericanPestPros.com. And don't forget to ask about our Ball State special.
Your home for live Ball State sports, streaming right in your timeline.
This is Sports Link Digital.
Ball State fans, who needs batteries? Your locally owned Battery Masters have batteries for cars, boats, golf carts, cell phones, watches, key fobs, pay-per-go toys for kids, and more. Bring your rechargeable batteries back to life for drills, shavers, dustbusters, and more. All Ball State fans receive a free battery checkup. Just mention Charlie Cardinal. Battery Masters is conveniently located on the corner of Walnut and Centennial, next to Nutrista. Check us out online at batterymasters.com. Go Cards!
Welcome back to the Ball State Softball Stadium here on SportsLink Digital Radio. Lukas Thatcher alongside Brayden Carroll bringing you the action as the bottom of the seventh is coming up with the Cardinals trailing by 2 runs to the NIU Huskies, and they have their last and final opportunity to try and get a win here in game number 2 of this doubleheader.
Looks like the game ended for Ball State baseball. A couple guys coming up to take some seats and watch. Must have been quick. It must have been a run rule. I mean, last time I checked, it was 14-1, so I'd assume that it was pretty easy for the boys.
Trying to cheer on the softball team now as this is a long line drive, high and deep and gone over the scoreboard. Leadoff home run in the bottom of the 7th for Ella Whitney, and this is now a 1-run ball game.
That's big for Ella Whitney. The frustration of the first game. You come in after not being the starter and ending up with the loss to that first game, and then you come into the second one immediately hit by pitch pretty hard on the hand. She's had a tough day, but right there makes up for it. Big-time homer, and now it's a 1-run game. Any hitter up into the batter's box has the opportunity to tie this thing up.
Big-time home run from Whitney makes this a 1-run ball game with no outs in the bottom of the 7th. So the excellent run of pitching that Lily Castle went on just thwarted by a long home run by Ella Whitney. In the box now for the Cardinals is going to be Hannah Boley. Excuse me, not Hannah Boley, Ashley Lovett.
The momentum swing is almost immediate. Now the Ball State dugout's getting fired up.
The 1-0 is swung on, gloved by the shortstop, and thrown on to first is Powell. That'll be out number 1. And now only 2 outs away from a sweep are the Northern Illinois Huskies.
That was critical for NIU. You can't give up back-to-back hits after a home run like that from Ella Whitney immediately coming out. And although Ball State still has some energy in their dugout, NIU has to be feeling much more confident that they're 2 away.
Peyton Fox in now.
This is a big move to have her out there right now. 24 games played, 11 runs, but no hits.
She swings and misses at the first pitch. 0-1, 1 out. NIU leads 3-2. That's in there for strike number 2. Fox now has to work from behind at the 0-2 count.
Can't feel the pressure. When it's over the plate, try and force a foul ball. If you can make contact and feel confident in your swing, go for it.
This one just a bit outside. NIU thought it was in there. It was not. 1-2 count now with 1 out.
That was a close call, but when you paint the inside with your first few pitches and then go for the outside, it's much tougher for the home plate umpire to make an accurate read on the ball. It was close.
Fox going to foul this one out of play and stay alive. The count will remain 1-2.
Somebody in the dugout said, stay in there 2-7. That's what she has to do 1-2 count, the more fouls you can force and put Castle into a position where she's starting to give up balls, the better.
This one just a bit outside. Leaves the count to 2-2 now. Good at bat so far for Fox.
Just need to get a board. Try and take this to a full count. If something over the plate is a meatball you're willing to eat up, go ahead.
Fox swings and misses. A big punch out for Castle. That brings it to 2 outs now and just 1 away from this game being over.
That was big for Castle. You could see the energy. She was fired up after delivering that meat. And that one's big. You're 1 away now, going up against Katie Vandermark. This is a huge opportunity to get the win.
And Riley Hartman is going to have a one-on-one meeting with her pitcher, Lily Castle. Those two looking to get just 1 more out to secure the sweep today. The one in between them doing that is going to be Vandermark. Time is called as there's a softball on the field.
Where'd that come from?
I have no idea. That's a very valid question.
It looked like, if I'm not wrong, the left fielder, Leah Nance, came up and just found a ball around the warning track.
Huh.
And brought it to third base.
Vandermark swings and fouls this one out of play. It'll go into the stands. Unfortunately, a fan did not catch that one.
No. Threw the forearm out. Was well short of making that catch.
Had the opportunity for sure.
It did. Well, now he's got a softball. He's going to have to give it up to somebody. I bet I could convince him right now to throw it to me, and then it would just be my softball.
You know, if he did throw it, he'd have to make sure he doesn't hit the camera that's right next to you.
Well, yeah, I wasn't thinking stand up right now. Just walk up to him and be like, take off the jacket, have the Sports Link shirt on, be like, I'll take it. I think he would give me the softball. And then I could just walk out with it.
I like the confidence, Brayden.
Not that I would do that.
We'll see. 1-1 count is fouled back. 1-2 now. So now the Huskies not only an out away, but just 1 more strike away from ending this one. They're up 3-2. We're in the bottom of the 7th. No one on. Ella Whitney led off this half of the inning with a home run to bring it to a 1-run game. Here's the 1-2. Just outside, 2-2 now.
Wow, a couple close pitches that were painting the outside, just outside enough that the plate umpire didn't think it was in the strike zone. Those are tough pitches. Castle just can't let those go to her head. Keep pitching beauties.
Here's the 2-2. This one's high, and that'll bring it to full count.
Here's where the pressure really builds if you're Castle. Do you send it up the middle and go for the strike zone, or do you try to make Vandermark chase, and if whether she has a good eye or not, leaving it to that?
Here's the full count. This one is popped up in the air. The catch will end it, and it is caught by the first baseman, Stewart, and the NIU Huskies have swept the Cardinals today. They win it here in game number 2, 3-2, behind an excellent performance pitching-wise by Lily Castle.
Big-time series for NIU. Coming into this, having had their first win in 2 weeks, they were 1 of 8 in their last 8 games winning-wise. Just like that, 2 in a row in Mid-American Conference play on the road against a top 3 Ball State team. This is impressive, something that second-year head coach Caitlin Gleason can really build on with this young squad.
And what a performance that they put on today, going into a hostile environment, going against a really good Ball State team, a Ball State team that's one of the top teams in the MAC, and coming in and sweeping them on their own field. What a feeling it's got to be for the Huskies, and for Ball State, a disappointing day today.
Very disappointing. A lot of mistakes in the infield and just a lot of pop flies where not enough good contact was made. There were a few great shots, but you have to think about it. Every single run that Ball State put up today was off of home runs, and that's just not going to win you any softball games, rather.
That usually potent offense for the Cardinals did not show up today. They left that behind at home and showed up to a windy game with nothing but a shortstop hitting home runs in terms of run category. And that's not going to get you any victories, and it didn't today. So Cardinals, a little bit of a disappointing game, but they certainly can bounce back in the next one. So that is going to do it. The Huskies sweep today. They win game number 2, 3-2, and move on. Their record is now sits at 10-20, and Ball State's record will now be 21-10. So for Brayden Carroll, I'm Lukas Thatcher. Thank you for watching, everyone, on SportsLink Digital Radio, presented by Victory Honda of Muncie.
This has been a production of SportsLink Digital Radio.